but I'm here. So let's see. We are going to be checking out something from, what are these, 2000? I don't even remember what year these are. 7? 2004. Oh, how many of these have I done? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. We've got 10 left, so we've done 2 of these so far. I don't remember what 2 we've done. So we had spaghetti last time. Okay. But yeah, I've been, got home late, then I had to go to the store, and then I'm really not hungry. Had a birthday dinner thing today for all of our June birthdays. There's 3 of us? 4 of us? I can't remember. And then, yeah. Anyway. Not a big deal. Let's see. But yeah, I'm running late. Beef enchilada. We're going to try to get right into this today. Not do a whole bunch of time wasting. Let me make a real quick post, just because I know sometimes that helps. Grab a picture. Whoa. Whoa, what the heck? That looks weird. Okay, we'll go with that. And I guess you guys could be looking at these menus, since I can get them all. Oh, knocked the camera over. Hang on. There we go. Be a little more gentle. All of them but one. Actually, let me get rid of spaghetti, because I'm not doing spaghetti again. There. That'll work. Spaghetti from 2004's probably got some good stuff in it. Chicken cavatelli's up there. I'd kind of like to save that one too for a night that I'm hungry, because I am not hungry. we had a bunch of food today. What is the deal here? Oh, it was in Chrome. Okay. Then got to go to Barrett Jackson yesterday. That was pretty cool. Live chat. Huh. Yes. Allow. I don't want to do a short. I just want to make a post. Using a new device, so this is all me allowing it. Okay, you guys gotten a good look at the menus there. So you're not looking at a static screen. I'll make this post real quick. Full access to your photo library. No. Limit access. Yes, this is what I want to do. Okay. Access to a select number of photos. Correct. Drag image to reposition. Okay. Oh, I don't like that. Huh, it's like zoomed in. Look at that. I don't know why it's like that. This is weird. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal. Ooh, that's not good either. Huh. Well, this kind of sucks. Oh, it's this. Okay. There we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Forgot to get the link before I did this. Healthy. What is one meal or food that you would make into a perfectly shelf-stable? Do you mean food that can be shelf? Well, just about any food can be shelf-stable, providing that you freeze dry it. I can't think of anything that wouldn't be shelf-stable if freeze-dried. So, let's start there. Do you mean, can I freeze dry it? Or do you just mean retort, make it, something that has to be eligible to be shelf-stable? Because not everything is. I mean, that's why it took them 30 years to get to pizza. Because pizza in itself is not shelf-stable because of the moisture content. So, me personally, I would want a really nice sirloin steak and potatoes. Or baked potato, to be specific. If I could freeze dry those and rehydrate them to be somewhat similar to what they were before freeze drying, which I think is possible. The steak will be a little more tough, but if you take your time with it and do your best to infuse the water back into it, so if you had access to a microwave to really push the water into it, which is one way, or if you had a way to put it in a bag and with hot water and then put some negative pressure on it to press that water in, steak would be my thing. Like I would want, I think I'd want a steak. And then I think that the right piece of cheesecake would probably be what I'd like to have packaged up for a dessert. But it'd have to be the right piece of cheesecake, because I don't like most cheesecakes. I like a real cooked cheesecake. I don't like the no-bake, like Jell-O stuff. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I'll eat it sometimes, rarely. All right, I gotta back out of this and start over. Okay. Grab this link. Maybe.
Install the app now.
Nope. Don't do that to me. Okay. There, I got the link now. Let's do the image. So, second place. What would I make into a shelf-stable meal after steak? Yeah, I'd like to see some really good macaroni and cheese made into either a retort or freeze-dried. I would like to anything that involves pasta, which weirdly enough, I'm not a big pasta guy usually, but I wouldn't mind like kind of a struggle meal, some hamburger helper. Yeah, the classic. I think it's beef or something. I don't know. I can't. Just the classic would be good. Um, there is a uh, potato soup with chicken that I used to make, which is amazing. And whenever I get a food truck or the restaurant, whichever food truck's probably coming first, I'm going to serve that. I think, and my son says that soups do really good around here in this area. That all the elderly folks that he serves, which will follow him to his food truck, because some of them, I would say half of them or more. Um, man, the guy I worked with brought in this homemade, his own recipe potato soup, cheesy potato soup, and I was always like, nah, man, I don't like that. That's not my type of thing. One day he convinced me to try it, and I tried it, and I was like, you know what? That would be perfect with some chicken in it. Like, so I made a bunch of chicken, cut it up. He gave me the recipe. I made the soup. I put a bunch of chicken in it. Oh, I haven't had it in years because I used to cook it, and I haven't cooked it. It's been a decade since I got hurt. I don't think I cooked it after I got hurt. I used to make pineapple upside down cake too. Really good pineapple upside down cake. And I also made this other, what was it? I've got pictures on an old camera in there, some stuff that I used to cook. What'd you say about hamburger helper? Hamburger helper is only for affluent people now. Just about any food's for affluent people now. Yeah, it's there. I mean, McDonald's, you got to be making good money to eat at McDonald's now. What do you mean? McDonald's prices are stupid for what you're getting, and I'm going to try not to trash McDonald's too bad. And I know some people, I know some people, I know one person that owns McDonald's, a few McDonald's, and they don't necessarily want to be, or like they'd like to do other things, and they used to be able to do it. And McDonald's has put a stop to everything that they used to do. They made them redesign the entire store, and it's this whole thing. And that place, I think it was for a long time, was the number 2 McDonald's in all of Ohio. They used to have pizza. The only McDonald's I know of that had pizza. I've heard that there was another one, but I used to see people, like the furthest I seen somebody while I was in there, and they were filming, was from Canada. They drove all the way down here from Canada just to have that pizza, McDonald's pizza. But they made him stop because it started getting popular on social media. That's exactly why he ended up getting targeted, which sucks. All right, what am I doing? Link. Post this link. Come on, stop talking. Anyway, he had ice cream. He had a whole ice cream shop, like a kind of an old school soda stream ice cream shop like setup in a McDonald's. Had a huge, cool McDonald's play place. Had a toy train that went around almost the entire, well, the biggest seating area in the restaurant. What else was unique? Had a big boat dock, which that's gone now too. I think I might have messed this link up. Okay, I'm gonna post this. Good enough. Hopefully the link is correct. But yeah, let's see. I won't turn the volume on, but I went to Barrett Jackson yesterday. There's a Lamborghini boat. Look at that thing. Super cool. Super cool. I think it sold for like 63, something like that. I thought it was pretty freaking cool. And then the guy, one of the guys that was there with us, was down there bidding on that Hummer down there. He was in our group. Both those guys are in our group. Oh, I'm scrolling the wrong way. I don't know. It pretty cool stuff. Oh, and look at this thing. Look at that. If you're into cars or whatever, that thing is awesome. It's the 70 SS. They had a black one and a green one. This way. Kind of hard to tell. It's like hunter green. And then the black one. God, these things were so cool. What did he say? I think I can't remember what he said the starting price was. I want to say it was something crazy, like 220,000. Maybe it was 120. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I cannot remember what he told me. Maybe there's a price on this sticker here. Is there? No. Nope. I got a build date. How do they have a build date of 7/3/2026 when it was... I was there on June 26th. That's weird. Huh. Anyway, all right, let's pick a menu. Enough dilly-dallying here. Oh, hey, Delicious is here. Hi, guys. Just wanted to say hello and wave goodbye because I'm leaving for a short holiday. Hey, well, have safe travels, my friend. I don't know where you're going, but I want you to have a safe trip. And yeah, that's awesome. You're getting ready to go on a little vacation. Let's see. Farming Food says McDonald's doesn't serve hamburgers anymore. The sign definitely says serve people. Yep. Soylent Green, I think is what you meant. Yeah. Yep. You are correct. I was actually having a conversation about that with my family earlier today. And, well, I believe that there's some very nefarious things going on in our world that need to be directly addressed, along with our government being a huge thorn in our sides. All right, so chicken with cavatelli. I'm going to save this for when I'm hungry because I want to eat this menu when I'm hungry. I don't like teriyaki, so that'd be fine. Cheese tortellini, that'd be fine. The manicotti, that's a vegetarian menu, right? Or is it? No, it wouldn't be, would it? 11, 12, 13. Yeah, nope, it is. Okay, yep. That should be a vegetarian menu. Does it say vegetarian on it anywhere? Well, cheese tortellini don't say vegetarian on it anywhere either. Oh, yeah, it does right there. Oh, duh. Staring me right in the face. Wow. If that was a snake, it would have bit me. For sure. Good Lord. The chicken with noodles. Again, I want to eat that when I'm hungry because I've discovered now that I love chicken with noodles. I passed up on them for so many years because I had a bad experience with them. And then just ate one here recently. Most of you guys that are in here probably remember or were here. And wow, I was completely blown away by how good it was. It got right up there on the top 3, top 5 at least of my like overall MRE menus that I like. Oh, beef teriyaki. I struggle to know what that would even be like. I do not know. Beef roast with vegetables. I mean, I'm pretty well laid out on what that would be like. Jambalaya. I have not had good experiences with the jambalaya the last few times that I've tried it. It has been horrible every time. It's just been atrocious. The last time it was inedible. I can't remember how long ago it's been, but I do remember it being horrible. Chicken tetrazzini. So that menu can be good, or it can, there's not really an in-between where it's just like, it's all right. It's either, wow, that's actually pretty good, or I can't eat this. This is awful. There's not usually an in-between. The beef enchilada, that's kind of a weird one. And yeah, it's kind of a weird one. Because, think about it. It's an enchilada that has been sealed in a retort pouch for 20, how many years is this? Oh, yeah. No, yeah. 22 years. These things are 22 years old. That sucks. 2004 does not seem like it was 22 years ago. It really doesn't. At least it doesn't to me. But that's just me. So, I'm going to save the manicotti. Manicotti, unless somebody was like really wanting to see it. What do we see here? Phoenix says cheese tortellini. Was you there? Was it the jambalaya live stream? I can't remember when it was, but I do remember it not being the best. What's up, Joe? I checked. I'm pretty sure that Germ's MRE is probably not going to show up through here, but if he does, somebody remind me or ask him. He reviewed a 69 MCI, and he said that the people that had them were they lived in Alaska or they got them from Alaska, and they were stored somewhere underground. I don't know, something like that is what it sounded like. I can't remember exactly what he said, but that MCI that he had was in really decent shape. And yeah, if that person has any more of those, I would like to get my hands on at least 2 of those. One to try, and then one for a backup in case the first one doesn't go well. Yesterday. Was that yesterday? What is today? Today is... Hang on. Is it the... Oh, today's the 27th. See, look, hang on a second. I'll tell you why I've been messed up all day. I gotta go get it. Well, happy belated birthday, by the way. Who said that? Was it Joe? Nope, Jason. Hey, wait, was it Jason that said it? Tim. Happy 68th birthday. Be happy you've made it 68. For sure. So, okay, yeah. This was the end of the day yesterday. But look. See what that says? Their book, this whole great big huge printout book, all the dates are wrong on it. Actually, not all the dates. Nope, see? So they got, this is stuff that sold on Thursday. There's some decent stuff in there. I wouldn't mind seeing some of that stuff. Anyway, Yeah, I'll bet Thursday was a lot better day to be there. I'll have to go back and watch some of the footage from Thursday. Today they sold a Porsche. What did he say? Was it a Cayman? Something for $2.2 million at Barrett-Jackson. Stuff was going for crazy money yesterday. Anyway, as you can see, look, Thursday, June 25th, which is correct, but the day that I was there was Friday, June 26th, but it said 25th, and I kept looking at this book, and it just pounded the 25th day in my head. So, you know, that was my pass. I got a free ticket to go to this. It was really, really cool. Really nice of my buddy to hook me up with that ticket. Definitely cool. Okay. So we have had votes for cheese tortellini. I'm fine with cheese tortellini, I think. So we'll get rid of this weird... The beef enchilada, I think, is the heaviest and biggest meal. Like, seriously, this thing is just as wide on both sides. Usually, like, one will be wide on one side, like this beef roast back here. Like, look at this. See how big that is on that side? It's bigger than even the beef enchilada. But, flip it over. See how squished down on this side it is? Because a lot of the contents have moved to that left side right there. This one is, I mean, it's heavy. This thing's heavy. It's got to have a high calorie count. This one probably weighs, oh yeah, considerably less. I'm going to say, if that weighs 20 ounces or so, you know, this might be close to 1.5 pounds, and this might be pounding like 2 ounces. There's at least like a 4-ounce difference between the two. And this is the second biggest meal that I have left, I think. But this one, as you can see, not a whole lot of difference here in size. Like, seriously, not much at all. The cheese tortellini, it's pretty heavy, and it's thick on both sides, not tapered. And then see, like this one, see how it's tapered at the bottom? A whole lot less. There's a whole lot less to this chicken tetrazzini than there is this or this massive thing. Okay. Jambalaya, yeah. I mean, that thing is probably not going to be the best. These aren't in the best of shape. So I just was on eBay earlier, and there's some good stuff on eBay. Prices are a little high, but maybe there's some negotiating that can happen for buying some bulk or multiples, hopefully. Been to Scottsdale 3 times. Saw some cars go fairly cheap on Wednesday. So they did Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Columbus. It's the first time they've ever been to Columbus. And, I mean, nothing was really what I would consider to be fair priced, really. The guy that was with us, one of the guys, there was 10 of us, I think, total. But one of the guys, he bought a car. He spent some money. And here, I'll show it to you real quick. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I got it on this or not, actually. Nope, I'll have to show it to you in the book. Hang on, let me pull the book up. What do I do with the book? There it is. He bought a 72 Camaro. Too far, yeah. and it only had 1,083 miles on it, I think. Literally only 1,000 miles on the car, not even 1,100 miles. And we went and looked at it. He didn't even look at it before he bought it, by the way. It just came across the auction block, and he was like, "Yep, I'll buy that." And he bought it. I wasn't there when he bought it. I was walking around looking at cars. But I did go check it out with him afterwards. And, hang on. Must have missed a page. And he bid on quite a few things. He bid on a Hummer 71 Camaro. I found it earlier today whenever I was showing my son at the birthday thing. Okay, it was before the truck, that green truck. There it is, right there. Oh, shit. Easy, camera. There, get the glare off of it. 71 Camaro, and it had 1,083 miles on it. That's what he picked that up. And it was 33 is what he paid for it. So, but yeah, I'm sure we could pull up the footage. I'm sure I was on TV a few times yesterday. I don't know. I didn't pay any attention. Met that Tyler Hoovy guy. I almost ran into him when I was walking out the door. And I didn't realize it. And I was like, that dude looked familiar. And not long, like, we just passed, like, "Are you Hoovy?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, dude?" He was in a hurry to get somewhere else. I didn't bother him. Whoops. Let me pick that up. Okay. Cheese tortellini it is for tonight. This is a big menu. And I will say, in this, like, certainly in this era and back, and even up a little bit, like up into like 2013, 14 back, the vegetarian meals are usually beefed up. Like, they've usually got better desserts, they've got better sides, they've got better spreads. I don't know. It just seems to be a pretty consistent trend with the vegetarians from those years back, all the way back until when did they started the vegetarians? I don't know if they started with the tan bags or not. I don't know. That's an inquiry that I would like to look into, because I'm not sure. We're going to cut it too. I'm not going to try to rip it open. Not never, but these ones aren't ripping very well. So I'm just going to cut it with the old razor blade. The old nifty IFAC. I need to hit Black Dog Bob up. That's where I got that at. I got like 2 or 3 of them off of him back when he had them. 5. All right. Oops. Hang on. Bottle of water. Let's see what's in this thing. Take this stupid label off here. Maybe. Come on. I don't care if only 10 people see this. No free advertising for that place. Okay, there it is. That's got a pleasant smell to it. It smells clean. With a slight scent of sweet. Like something cake or something smells good. Look at that. Whoa, look at that. No way. See what I mean? Look at that. We got, not only do we have the specialty iced tea, but we also have apple cider. Are you kidding me? That's a great accessory packet. Sure, there's no coffee, but you got, come on. That's great. That is just good stuff. We got some classic peanut butter. Again, no complaints. Peanut butter's great. Oil. Feels a little oily. Not bad though. Not like, maybe. Huh. I don't know. Maybe. Whoa, look at this. Oh, yeah. What an example. It's a little melted, it looks like. A little deformed on this side. Not bad, though. Not bad. I love finding a classic pack of charms. I mean, look at that thing. Got a pack up here that is a little different. No, not really. This pack that I just got's nicer than the pack that I got on the shelf. This looks a little, I thought it looked a little faded, but guess not. Looks the same. Looks the same. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I guess technically it would be happy belated birthday, huh? Alright, let me put this back up on the shelf here. Alright. What else we got in this bag of goodies? Right, we got our partially biodegradable MRE spoon there. I'll put this down here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Like that. Okay. Next, we have a spiced pound cake. That's what I was smelling, I think. I mean, I can't smell it, but I could smell something in the bag that kind of smelled like cake. And we got classic MRE crackers. The 205th day of 2004. And of course we've got the flameless ration heater, which we won't be using, but I'll set right there for now. There we go. What's this little, look at a weird little box. Spiced apples. Look at that. What a weird box. 5 ounces. I don't know that I've ever seen a box like this that I can recall. I thought they were always full-sized. I didn't know spiced apple. That's cool. Look how weird the printing is on the back of this. I mean, I don't know how familiar everyone in the chat is with all the MRE boxes, but this is an oddity. This is definitely an oddity. And then there's obviously the printed card. Has that even been condensed down to fit on here? Because usually I think it takes up the whole back of a regular sized box, which would be like this. Yeah, I think that's been condensed down to fit this box. How about that? Huh. Interesting. Like I said, I've never seen that before. And that's everything out of the bag with the cheese tortellini here. 200 calories. That's pretty low for a cheese tortellini. 1,000 milligrams of sodium. 2.5 grams of fat. Pretty low fat, I must say. 10 milligrams of cholesterol. Not bad. We got 9 grams of sugars added. And 9 grams of protein. Packed for the Warnick Company out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Look at that ingredients list, y'all. Wow. I mean, it's not bad. Water. Cheese tortellini is the second ingredient, which is interesting that it's listed as cheese tortellini as the ingredient. So shouldn't it stop there? Water, cheese tortellini. Maybe a list for the sauce. Enriched durum flour. Nice, and that's all the enrichments. Where's it end? Okay, and then we got water again. That's weird. Part skim ricotta cheese. And then you got your list of what's in that. Where's that end at? After war gum. Bleached wheat flour. Parmesan cheese, which is pasteurized milk culture, salt and enzymes. Pasteurized egg whites, salt, yellow corn flour, yeast, sugar, hydrolyzed corn gluten, parsley, granulated garlic, autolyzed yeast extract, vegetable oil, white pepper, natural colors. What's natural colors? Partially hydrogenated cottonseed and soybean oil, tomato paste, crushed concentrated tomatoes, modified food starch with blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Diced tomatoes. Where's the... Okay. Contains 2% or less of the following: sugar, corn oil, salt, dehydrated onions, spices, soy protein concentrate, Parmesan cheese, dehydrated celery with sodium bisulfate, onion powder, minced garlic, citric acid, and garlic powder. And then what do we got here? Military rations are good for good performance meals. Yeah. They definitely used to be better. And then we have our spiced apples. Ingredients: apples. It's the first ingredient. And then water, sugar, food starch, margarine. Where does that stop at? Where the heck? Where do the parentheses stop? All the way down here. All of that from right here to right here is the margarine. What? Partially hydrogenated soybean oil, liquid soybean oil, water, salt, mono and diglycerides, whey and lectin, sodium benzoate, sodium benzoate, added as a preservative, natural and artificial colors, artificially colored with beta-carotene, vitamin A, palmitate. Wait a minute, is that apalmitate? I don't know. I don't know if it's vitamin A or vitamin alpha. I don't know. And then apple juice concentrate, spices, lemon juice concentrate, and salt. Huh. Does that say 35 grams of sugars? Look at that. Nice. It's not sugary at all. Wow. 910 milligrams of sodium in this? What? There's almost as much in this as there is in this. 910, and this is 1,000. That's bananas. I never would have expected that out of spiced apples. What's in this cake? 260 milligrams. Still a lot for a cake. Cake feels a little tough. All right, let's get this. Let's get this in some water. 182nd day of 04. That feels really dry in there and hard. And then we'll get our spiced apples out. This unique little box here. Huh. A little pouch. Cool. 135th day. And I'll set these boxes back here out of the way, and then we'll come back. All right, be right back. Set a timer for 3.5 minutes. Okay. Don't want to let that boil too long. Get rid of this. I don't know how many flameless ration heaters I have at this point. I'm going to say it's definitely in the thousands, but I've got a lot. Got a lot of flameless ration heaters stashed away. All right, I'll push this stuff off to the side. Get the old tray out here. Old trusty. You know what? Those are still hard. That's good. So we got a spiced pound cake to go with spiced apples. I mean, what a dessert. Crackers. Some peanut butter to go with the crackers. I need that up real quick. Real quick. Come on. Get it done. There we go. Peanut butter. And let's take a look at this accessory packet. What a treat. Look, spiced apples, spiced pound cake, and spiced cider. Do they have a theme? I think so. $204th day on the accessory packet. Look at that. Spiced apple cider. Made by the Giannis brothers. How about that? Out of Kansas City, Missouri. And the classic iced tea drink mix with natural lemon flavor and sugar. And then we have a package of iodized salt, 4 grams. You might be needing that. A moist towelette. Clean up yourself. We have some seasoning blend. Hey, look at that. Huh. Onion, garlic, spice. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Nice little addition. We got our matches. Of course, you know that these were made by D.D. Bean and Sons. That's right. They are black matches with a red tip. strike on back, of course. We have our Chiclets style gum, 2 pieces. And last but definitely not least is our teeny tiny little ration for your booty. Or your butthole. Your butt ration. Or napkin. Whatever you want to use it for. Paper towel. Whatever. And that's it. That's all the... That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Alright. Slide to stop. Got it. Take the gum. Matches butt ration. Do I have some salt up here open? I do. Salt. I'll leave the seasoning blend. I'm going to use the moist towelette for a change. And then we'll get this stuff made up as well. Huh. Look at this. I got a different iced tea mixer. I wonder, is there a year on this? There is. There's a date stamp on this. I wonder when this is from. 9119. I'll bet you. No? Wait. Yeah, it goes this way. 9116. 116th day of 2019, 2009, 2000, let's see, 1999? Huh. I don't know when that's from. That's weird. The date code on this one's right there. And it says 4 wait, no. 4, what's that say? I can't see it. Four 134. So 134th day. Huh. Got another one right up here too. This one's 1203. 12. Oh yeah, 203rd day of. I think this is from a like around the 9/11. I think that's what that's from. All right, let me grab these mains real quick. Okay, I'm going to need 2 cups, aren't I? I guess I could make one hot and one cold. Which one should I make hot and which one should I make cold? Hot tea or hot cider? They both work hot, I think. much water do they both call for? I wonder. Six ounces. And the iced tea calls for 8. The cider only calls for 6 ounces, like those old cups of coffee. Huh. Alright. Let's start with the spiced pound cake. Right here. Nope. That smells like the apple cake. It smells like they just added apples to this exact cake. I'll bet they did. I'll bet you it's the exact same cake as this, and they just added apples to it. What is it? Is it called apple spice cake? I can't remember what it's exactly called. What the nomenclature is on it. Oh, look at that. That sugar separation. It's got like a crust on the back of it. You can see it. On the top side, look at that. Looks mint. I took the desiccant pack off of it, of course. A little piece there. Should I eat that? No, I'll wait. I'll wait. Don't ruin it. I'll wait. Okay. Peanut butter. There's not a whole lot other than the mains, is there? Really. Crackers, peanut butter, and the cake. Then we got apples and cheese tortellini and 2 drinks. Peanut butter. Smaller the hole, the more the control. Gundog says that. He's right. All right, here we go. Crackers. Let's get a hiss. Oh, you know what? I got this fan up way too high. Oops. There we go. All right. That's better. Try it again. Oh. Open too fast. 2004 crackers. Pretty good shape. A little corner busted on it there. Nothing major. They smell strong of the malted barley. And they got a nice toasted side to them. This side's a little more bleachy looking. We'll put those right there. And we'll move on to the drinks now. Cider. Which one should I do hot? Let me look at the chat. What'd you guys say? Hot cider or hot tea? Oh, you've never had Charms before? Well, the old lore about these is, well, these are bad luck if you get in an MRE. It's bullcrap. It's bullcrap. They were quite sought after, to be quite honest. The guys liked them. I mean, and it was a snack from home. I remember these being on the shelves when I was growing up. I do not see these anymore. I don't know if they're still in production. Maybe they are, but I don't see them on my store shelves anymore. So, I don't know. What did we say about the drinks? Personally, I'd go with hot tea. Sparrow said hot cider, hot cider. Huh. We got 2 hot ciders and a hot tea. 2 hot ciders and a hot tea. So we're going with a hot cider and a cold tea, it looks like. So tea goes in here to be cold. And that looks perfect. I usually try the powder. Let me try the powder, I guess. Why not? A little bit, just a little bit of. Oh, wow. Very strong with the lemon. Huh. I gotta try that again. It's pretty good. It's sweet, mainly sugary. Didn't taste much of the tea flavor. I mean, it tastes like candy. Sweet, lemony. But I don't pick up on much of the tea, really. I guess we'll have to add water to get that tea flavor. Actually, I think the lighter colored stuff is more of the tea flavor, and the darker colored stuff might be like sugar that has absorbed the color. Okay. And so Delicious has a safe trip. We'll use his cup on his holiday. Spiced cider. Something you do not see every day. These were rare to get in an MRE, but yeah, they did come in some milk cold weathers. Same with the tea. Spiced cider. Let's try this powder. All right, see what it tastes like. Ooh, ooh. Wow. That's got a lot of that acid stuff in it. What's it? Malic acid. Whew. It's sweet enough, but it's also quite sour. And man, is that apple flavor strong. What is in this? Oh, look at that. Whoo! Second ingredient. I did not realize that. I didn't realize malic acid was in this. But it is. Second ingredient. Gum is after that. Just gum Arabic. Natural and artificial flavors. Caramel color. Sodium citrate. Contains acidity. Tricalcium phosphate. Prevents caking. And ascorbic acid. Also made by the Giannis brothers. Tea was too, right? Yep, Giannis brothers. All right. Let me go get some hot, cider. Cider, hot water. And this, I wonder if I should put some like actual cold water in this out of the machine. I don't know how well it'll mix up. We'll try it. What's the worst can happen? Put less water in the cider. And then we've got about 8 ounces in here. roughly about 6 in this. And you know what I did? My son got me a coffee cup today. My birthday. And here I am. Didn't use it. We're going to get it out, though. Real quick. I think he said he bought this off a TikTok shop. He got me a V8 engine coffee mug. Pretty cool. I should have put something in it. It's got a felt bottom on it, so you have to be careful when you wash it. So, yeah, pretty cool. It doesn't feel like plastic, really. I don't know what it... Well, kind of does. I don't know. It kind of looks like it's hand-painted. I wonder if somebody 3D printed these, if that's what this... I don't know what 3D printed stuff feels like. Depends on what material you use, I guess, but definitely hand-painted. Every one of those, you can... I mean, you can just tell. The brush marks. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I wonder if that's an indicator. I don't know if you guys can see it. Of it being 3D printed. I don't know. I don't know. I'll set it back there, though. Fix my tray. What are we doing now? Do that right before I eat. Get the bowls out here. Okay. Cheese tortellini first. And I will keep the apples wrapped up in this towel until it is time to eat them. To hopefully keep them warm. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Ouch. I'm going to try to use the tear notches. We'll see what happens. Hey, well, that was nice. That tore really good. Okay. It smells exactly like what you'd think. Marinara and pasta. Doesn't smell cheesy. I've had cheese tortellini that smelled like real strong of cheese. Or ricotta, usually. Oh my goodness, that's hot. Mmm. Yeah. Alright. Oh. Okay. Is there anywhere that I can put this? Put it in the box. Okay. Put that off to the side here. Okay, let's dig in here. Or I didn't stir my stuff. Oh, yep, it actually needed it. The cider was still sugary on the bottom, surprisingly. I figured that hot water would take care of that. Tea. Oh, a lot of sugar on the bottom of that one. Hopefully that'll dissolve up. It's because I used that ice cold water out of the machine. I forgot that I did that. I licked the spoon. It's cold. That's why it didn't dissolve though. All right, let's moist towel it up, see if this thing's still moist. It kind of doesn't feel like it is. It is. I'll be. Good packaging, good moist towelette. 22-year-old moist towelette. Still, look, if you've ever left a moist towelette in your vehicle and went to use it a few months later or whatever, they're usually dry. The fact that this one isn't is a testament to the way the MREs are built. Let's be honest. Like, these wouldn't last a month, probably, or two in your vehicle, or maybe even sitting in the house. They always go dry. I mean, they are junk. Like, look, just not even pulling on it, just both fingers. It's ridiculously fragile. And it doesn't have much of a smell. I mean, it has a slight fragrance to it. Very, very little. A little bit of alcohol and a little bit of... I'm not sure what that smell is. Huh. Does it say? Just says to refresh. Oh, you can use it on your face. Let me use it on my face. My T-zone, under my eyes, my nose. Let's see how that does. Yep. Alcohol should be good for my face, my forehead. It's like falling apart. I think it got lint all over me. I'm not sure. All right, let's dig into this cheese tortellini before it goes cold. Because look at it already. It's like kind of got a shell to it, it looks like. It doesn't, but kind of like a skin to the top. Let's see if we can get a cross section of one of these. Probably got TVP in it. I did not read the mile-long ingredients list on these, but that does look like classic ravioli filling right there. You guys can see that and barely see it. And it does look like meat. That's probably textured vegetable protein. And we'll get a little bit of that sauce. All right, here we go. Cheese tortellini. Dip down the hatch. The flavor's really good. The initial texture is very pasty. The sauce itself is very pasty. The noodles are al dente. For real. They're perfectly cooked. I couldn't ask for it to be cooked any better than that. The TVP is, you know, fake meat. It tastes like exactly what you think fake meat should taste like. The sauce itself is pretty well spiced. Oregano, your classic Italian spices, garlic, onion. That texture is really good. I'm impressed. I've had cheese tortellini before that was just a mushy mess. Not always, but it does happen. And I think it's key to not boil this too long. Don't heat it up too much, or it'll get, it'll overcook itself and it'll taste like metal. This does not. This tastes like it could have been made last week. and put in a retort. I don't taste anything off about it. It tastes perfect. It's not like super salty or anything, even though it has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. This is very low calorie. It's only 200 calories. I think it was like 3 grams of fat or something. It's very, very low. 2.5 maybe. Very low in fat. That is not bad. Not bad. What the heck? Trying not to. Alright, close enough. They never break right. Alright, let's give the cracker a try. These older crackers have a lot better flavor than the new ones. I say it every time. And they certainly belong with a bite of this cheese tortellini. Look at that. That looks like calamari or something, doesn't it? Or something else. Doesn't look the greatest. Surprisingly, the cheese tortellini is better by itself. And I do not have a packet of this open already. The seasoning blend, I have ground red pepper, I have powdered hot sauce, I've got iodized salt, and crushed red pepper. But I don't have one of these. So, let me be careful about opening it. And I will save what I don't use for another time. Oh. Let's see what it looks like. It's been a while since I've had this seasoning blend. That smells kind of funky. I'm gonna taste it. Ooh, it's sweet. Ooh, it's like savory and sweet. I'll put most of it on that bite right there. Oh, it's spicy. Huh. Why is it spicy? I didn't think there was anything spicy in it. Onions, garlic, spices. What are the spices? Carrot, orange peel, parsley, tomato, red bell pepper, citric acid, soybean oil, natural flavors, maltodextrin, and lemon. Lemon juice solids. I don't know. It's got some spice to it, some heat. All right, let's give it a try on the cheese tortellini. I do not like that sweetness. It's sweet, savory, and spicy, all in the same flavoring or seasoning. Yeah, I don't like that. Not my thing. I gotta get a bite normal just to get that flavor out of my mouth. Ugh. I gotta say, that's one of the better cheese tortellinis I've had out of an MRE. I mean, it's the best I've had in a while, anyway. Not a huge fan of the cheese tortellini usually. Not that I'm raving over it right now or anything. But for cheese tortellini, it's pretty good. That would make me happy. And if I was super hungry, which I'm not, I had quite a large meal earlier today. But that would be great. Let me give this another stir just in case. All right, give the iced tea with lemon a try. That's the first time I ever made it cold like that. I mean, you can see it. That water that comes out of that machine is nice and cold. It has more flavor with room temperature water or hot water, but it's very refreshing. The lemon is just enough. It very much so tastes like Lipton iced tea. The fact that you can get that in a dry pouch and have a virtual Lipton iced tea anywhere that you can get a bottle of water, that's pretty awesome. You got to admit. And that's not something that you see commonly as a powdered iced tea like that. It's nice. It's nice. Okay. Crackers and peanut butter. Let's get that. This is smooth peanut butter, not the chunky variety, which I prefer the chunky if I can get it. Okay. Perfect 22-year-old peanut butter. This is all natural peanut butter. Well, it's got roasted peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil, which is rapeseed oil, cottonseed oil, and or soybean oil. Salt, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin B1. So this is an enriched peanut butter. Not just all natural. Which is kind of surprising that it's not just all natural. It's perfect, though. This peanut butter is in perfect condition. Very creamy. Of course, it's dry. What do you expect? But as far as peanut butter goes, mixed with the crackers that have that nice toasted side with the malted barley infused into these, that is a great snack. I don't know what the aftertaste of this. I don't know. It's really good. It's, you know, peanut buttery, peanutty, but the aftertaste mixed with the aftertaste of the cracker, it tastes better. The aftertaste tastes better than it tastes itself. It's good itself, but the aftertaste is like, I don't know, something else. I like something that has a really decent aftertaste. I don't know if you guys are that way. Or if you even pay attention to it. Some people don't even pay attention to it. Unless it's bad. And then they recognize that it has a bad aftertaste. All right. Spiced cake. This is the only thing that kind of feels like it might not have survived all that well. But it's got that nice sugary crust that has developed on the back. You guys can see that sugar glimmering in the light there. Yeah. Looks like that's probably going to be the crunchiest part right there and here. Let's just break a piece off this corner. Oh, a little dry falling apart there. 2 pieces there. Oh, it looks good on the cross section. I mean, it looks like a good classic spiced cake. Not. It almost looks like a carrot cake if it had little orange specks in it. It smells a little better now that it's broke open. I don't know why. Anyway, let's give it a try. Okay. That's weird. It turned to powder, and as soon as I bit into it, it like didn't dissolve. It turned into powder and then turned into like a paste. I don't feel any weird numbness or after effects from it, which I have had that before with cake. This is pretty close to going bad, is what I would say, but without any of the side effects of like the numb tongue so far, or the coating of the mouth. So I don't have that going on just yet. A little bit, maybe a little bit of a weird feeling in my throat. Maybe. Very dry. My Lord. That's what it's done in my mouth. That's so weird. Wow. That is a bizarre experience. Huh. I so badly want to have a piece of this with some peanut butter on it though already. And I know that this is not good for the whole dry mouth thing, so I don't know. It tastes like it needs peanut butter. So let's give it a try. The saltiness of that is nice. And it definitely helped like bind it together instead of it turning into like a cotton ball in my mouth. Let's see what it's going to be like. Let's get these apples out, give them a try. Oh, that was unintentional. Oh! What the... Oh, those are bad. Wow! I've never had the apples go bad on me before. Interesting. Let me go get rid of this, and it's a mess on my hands here. And it's all over the cake. Dang it. Huh. Well, that's bizarre. I don't even know what to do with that. I don't even want to eat that. That looks horrible. I've never seen the apples do this before. Huh. I'm I'm kind of dumbfounded with it. Yeah, that's not. And they smell, they don't smell right at all. They smell like, I'm not even sure how to tell you what they smell like. They don't smell right. I hate to even eat any of them, but I'm going to try one, I guess. I'm pretty apprehensive about trying this. What, botulism maybe? What could exist in here? This does not look good at all. But I boiled it. It should be fine, right? It doesn't smell right, and it doesn't look right. See, that's my two rules. It smells... It kind of smells like sour gym sock. Sour. It's got a sour smell to it. And it doesn't smell like apples. Doesn't smell like the spiced part either. You know, usually it smells like cinnamony and, you know, all that good stuff. No, that's not what... I don't even know what this smells like. It's weird. It smells dirty, I guess. I don't know. I gotta try it. I gotta try it. This is such an oddity, and I've never seen this before. I gotta go against my best judgment here, and my instincts is to not eat this, but I don't know. Here we go. Little tiny piece here, half a spoon size, down the hatch. Okay. The texture is all wrong. It dissolved and turned into a fibrous. It had like fibers to it, and it was stringy, but very slick on the outside. It tastes dirty. What in the world is going on with this? Get this off of here. Yep, that's not coming off. Kind of ruined the cake. The cake was kind of a mess anyways. The peanut butter definitely helps it. Like I said, it kind of binds it together. I don't know, the cake's pretty weird too. I wish you guys could try this. It's so... I've never had a cake do this. It doubles in size in my mouth. That was, you know, decent sized bite, but it's like it explodes and comes apart. Like, watch. A little tiny piece, right? A little tiny. Watch this. It, like, I don't know how to tell you. Other than it, like, as soon as you bite into it, it's like biting it. You know what a cattail is? Like near a pond or a lake, maybe. I don't know if they're near lakes, but I know they're near ponds. Hey, if you've ever been silly enough to bite into one of like how it just blows up, that's what that does. Flavor's not bad. Flavor's not bad. It's a little weird. It's not horrible. But the weird explosion of size. And those apples. Man, I was looking forward to having the apples with the cake. I really thought that was going to be... I thought that was it. Yeah, that's probably one of the weirdest cakes, texture-wise, or whatever you want to call that. I guess it's not, I don't know if it's technically texture, or what happens to it after you bite into it. There's first time for the apples to go bad, and the first time for a cake to be that weird. Tastes good though. Cake definitely tastes fine. I'm going to wash it down with some of this hot apple cider. I think the shoots maybe are the cattails. I think the shoots, like the part the goes in the water or whatever. You might be right. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, that is so flavorful, and I needed that so bad with that cake and the peanut butter. It's tangy. It's sweet. Not too sweet. It that malic acid makes it like soury, kind of. And the apple flavor is quite sharp. Very prominent. I can't tell if it's kind of tastes artificial. Yeah. Kind of tastes like apple juice a little bit. Like the apple flavoring tastes like apple juice a little bit. But with everything else, with the lemon and like the sourness added, it tastes like apple cider. Exactly like if you were to go to a market, like a farmer's market, and somebody had some apple cider made up. You cut some nice fresh apples up and put inside of that, or stick a cinnamon stick down in that. I mean, you'd have a gourmet drink. The flavoring is just as good as any apple cider that I've had, that I've drank over the years. Family making it, getting it at a farmer's market, whatever. It's crazy how high of a quality of an apple cider or a lemon tea can come out of a little pouch, the way those are packaged. Good, good, good. Yes. Down to the charms. We've had everything else. Actually, give me while I'm opening those up, let me give me a piece of fryer. I think I gotta open the other end. Yep. Hopefully, without ripping it. Yep, it's this end, I think. Definitely melted. First one here. Trying to preserve this packaging, and I don't know if it's going to work. It's so stuck. Oh, I think I might have it. No, didn't separate from the inner package here. Let me see if I can pull this one out. Oh no. Get off my finger. Yep, it's definitely melted. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these out or not. Oh, there we go. All right. Got one out. It goes this way, and this way, and this way, and that way. There. Still almost perfectly preserved. Package, well, not perfectly preserved, judging by this one. But still edible, for sure. Quite the sticky. But it's still got its shape. It's still got some dryness to part of it. You know? That's not It's not bad. It's a little, it's a little stringy, but, and there's the wrapper. You can see a little bit of residue left behind, but still mainly all in its candy form there. I don't know if that's apple or lime. We got an orange showing there. We got, oh, that's probably lime. All right, let's give it a try. Oh, wow. Perfectly chewy. It's, what do you compare that to? It's not quite as chewy as a Starburst, but it's close. It's a little bit stiffer, a little more firm, but it chews up very easily. That's how, I wish they were all like that. They wouldn't last as long. I'd eat a pack of them in a couple minutes. But still, 22 years old, held its shape, flavor's perfect. I like the chewiness. I mean, you can make them get that way by leaving them out in the sun and then bringing them in. Just being very careful to not squish them and not let them get too hot. It's kind of a delicate balance, really. Yeah, those are good. I'm a big lime fan anyway. All right, I think we're going to have a camel. Not sure what kind yet. We got filters. We've got wides. We've got lights. Oh, camel cache come off. I don't know if I want a wide or not. Maybe a wide. Been a long. It seems like it's been a long time since. Yeah, it's been a while. Wides ain't no joke. These things are. I don't have very many left. These are from sometime in the 90s. Check this camel cache. Can't remember. Ah, these are from probably, well, 1991 is when this says. I mean, it says 1991. They could be 89s or something, or 90s. Yeah, okay, well, it expires in 92. Expires May 31st of 1992. That is... I wish they still did stuff like this. Look how cool that is. I mean... And I saw some really cool signs they were selling at Barrett-Jackson yesterday. They had a real nice Philip Morris sign. This was before, like, they sold a bunch of toys and signs and gas pump globes and gas pump tops and I don't know. They were just selling like random stuff, I guess. Not random, but vintage cool stuff. And they had a Philip Morris sign that was probably about 3 feet by 2-ish feet wide. It was probably, I don't know, about that wide. Probably about that tall. Decent sized sign. I watched that sign. Whenever I walked in and started watching it, I was like, that's not too bad a deal. Got up to 300 and I was like, and then it got to 1,000. And I was like, what are these people thinking? And then it got to 2,200 and I was like, clearly I'm not going to buy anything here today. I want to say it ended up selling for $3,300 for a Philip Morris sign. Granted, museum quality, mint, new old stock. It had been forgotten somewhere, hadn't been touched probably since the what style was that? That was a 40s style. I've got some packs that are the brown with the lines around them. I think that stopped in like 45 or 46 maybe. Oh. Dan, you sent a super chat? My bad, dude. Whoa. Holy. I'm sorry. How did I miss that? Wait a minute. Can I just go back in the chat and see it? Yeah, I was deep into the meal. I apologize about that, man. I totally missed it, though. I don't know if I walked away and didn't see it or what. Happy belated birthday, my friend. Hang on, let me hit the heart. I hope the lot's been enjoying your birthday ration with you. Sorry I'm late. Dan, you don't have to do that, man. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes and whatnots. Is it going to let me do it? There we go. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, hit the thumbs up on Dan's super chat, guys, if you don't care. I think you can do that. And also on the stream or down, thumbs down, whatever makes you happy or makes you feel good. Google loves that feedback. You know, they're going to be storing it all in these data centers, surveillance centers. You know, that's what they're for. It's not for AI. Let's put it that way. It's a little bit for AI, maybe. And I got to thinking about this last night or night before. So we built roughly 43 or 4,700 data centers. So the guy that built the original one, the first acclaimed to be the builder of the first data center, maybe in America, but maybe period. And he's built more, and he owns some. Older gentleman, probably in his 60s-ish. I watched him come up in a town hall meeting and start to talk about how we're all being tricked and how none of these data centers that he's ever built have ever used 1 ounce of water. They do not require water to store data or for a data center to run. He went on to explain why. I watched this and I was like, I wonder if this guy's for real. So I went and I copied his name out of one of the lines of text on the video, and I searched him up, and sure enough, this guy built the first data center, and this guy owns data centers, and according to him, they're screwing with us. They should not require 1 ounce of water. So there's that. They're destroying our water. They're consuming tons, gigawatts of power. It's all bad. It's all bad. It's all bad. Tell me a positive. Tell me a positive of this monstrosity. They're building the largest one in the world right down the road from my house. It's pathetic. I drove by there earlier today when I was going to my mom's for this birthday thing, and it upset me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not driving back through here anymore. I'm not going to drive by this thing. Not unless I absolutely have to. I'll drive across the river. And it's I don't know, it's not as efficient to drive across the river. But I'll do it to avoid that. The roads are being destroyed by tons and tons and tons of huge equipment being rolled up in there. It's unreal. It's unreal. If they had this much drive and like go-gettedness, go-getterness, however you want to say it. If they had this much, I'm looking for a word that I can't come up with right now. But if they could be this overzealous about anything for us, the ones that employ them, the ones that pay their wages, the ones that provide all the money that they have coming in, if they could be that enthusiastic about something that was actually going to benefit us, I don't even think we'd know how to act. We wouldn't even know how to think. We'd be like, what is happening? The government's actually doing something worthwhile? Yeah. So the Camel Wide is very strong. Very strong. Kind of hard to hit. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like stuck. Builder's kind of, it's such a difference in size also, obviously. These are considerably larger than a regular size smoke. A little bit harsh. But yeah, Dan, thanks again for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. I really do. I don't know how else to thank you. I got to get you some MREs sent your way. I got to get that done. And I think I found a decent deal on them again. Fireman Food, or Ron, I don't know. He goes by like Canceled Fireman or something. I don't know what his current handle is. I call him by his names that I know him by in the past. But he hit me up a few nights ago, something like that. And he was like, hey, you know where to get any MREs at? That the guy that I'd linked him before isn't selling them anymore. And I did check my link that I bought from, and the guy's done. He doesn't have any. So I started looking, and I found, I think it was 2 cases. Excuse me. Weird. For 80 shipped. So 40 a case shipped, which is pretty good. Here, let me just go to my check. I don't know if he's got an iPhone. Yeah, he does. All right. Yep. I can just click that link. Let's see. Wait, what? What? Wait, the free shipping went away? Dang it. Now they're $54.99. Let me see what the shipping is. Had to hit buy it now. They're cheaper than 80. $20.66 for shipping. Where are they coming from? Doesn't say. Huh. $75.65. But when I linked this to him, it was case A and B. And 8 have sold since I linked it to him a couple nights ago. Now it's 2 case Bs. So what? For $75? So what? Shipped, no tax because it's food. I live in West Virginia. Same thing for Ohio. Ohio has no food tax. And if they list them properly on eBay, this is something I've noticed. If they're listed properly, it'll save you a few dollars. If they're listed as food, and you live in a state like West Virginia or Ohio, I don't know who else doesn't have food tax, but we don't. That went away, what was it? Probably like 6 years ago, maybe less, maybe 5. Anyway, what year did West Virginia do away with tax on food?
Here's an answer from SmartAsset.com.
2013. 13 years ago? Really? It does not seem like it's been that long. Anyway, okay. 13 years ago. No. No. You knock that down and Mom will... Hey. Hey. No. She'll flip her lid. Yeah, don't get up there. You got a cat tower for a reason. Cat. But yeah, even if it is 2 case Bs, so what? Let's see what. Let's just look real quick. Here's a case A. Oh, wait, same seller. 2 case A's. He wants 60 instead of $54.99, and then he wants $27.34 shipping. So 60, 70, 80. He wants $80.33 for 2 A's. So apparently A's are more popular. Why? I don't know. Doesn't case B have hash browns in it? He doesn't have the menus listed. Seems like they... Oh, wait. No, these are more expensive. Oh, well. Way more expensive. This guy wants 80 a case. Okay. Case B has cheese tortellini and tomato sauce, Mexican-style chicken... or Mexican-style rice and bean bowl, Mexican-style chicken stew, chicken burrito bowl, pork sausage patty. That has... This cannot be correct. Can it? No. It should be hash browns in 22, right? Do I have a case B? 22 anywhere? I don't know. Let's look this up real quick, because I don't think that's correct. I think I showed you guys these cars. And then some Joe Burrow, I don't know the guy, the NFL quarterback, had some sort of a charity auction yesterday. Some sort of Bronco. You know, it's over here. It sold for like 93 or something like that, but don't these people get a huge tax write-off for buying something for charity like that? I don't know. Would it be a donation to charity for buying that? I don't know how that works. Not really sure. But let me go to MREinfo.com real quick, like. Info.com. And let's see which... Let's see if it's still... Wait, where's the MRE menus page? It's history page, menus page. Let's see what year. Let's see, 22... 2022 in case B is cheese tortellini, Mexican-style rice and bean, Mexican-style chicken stew, chicken burrito bowl, and pork sausage. That was correct. That list was correct. Jalapeno pepper jack, beef patty, Italian sausage, lemon pepper tuna, beef goulash, pepperoni pizza, and Southwest beef and black beans. So 2 cases of that, or you can spend more. Like, what is it? $8 more, something like that. It's not huge. $44 a case, shipped, would be 12 and 44. Be $3 and be like $3.75 a meal if you wanted 2 quesadillas. 2 quesadillas, let's see, that's chili with beans, beef shredded in barbecue sauce, chicken and noodles. That's worth it for me. Quesadilla. I'm a quesadilla guy now. The chicken and noodles. And then you got the chicken chunks. Oh, and the beef taco filling. We've experienced that. Beef strips and tomato sauce, meatballs and marinara, beef stew, chili and macaroni, cheese pizza, which we know the shredded beef goes really well with the cheese pizza. I don't know what else would go well with the cheese pizza. And then elbow macaroni and tomato sauce. I think the elbow macaroni and tomato sauce needs the meatballs mixed in there. And I didn't see spaghetti in this. Oh, it's menu forward. Yep. Okay. I skipped it. So, case B, the pork sausage patty, has the hash browns in it, has a thing of the blueberry granola in it. It's a pretty good meal. Like, that meal itself, if you could find just the packages, and you'd have to buy 12 of them probably to get somewhat of a decent price on them, of the blueberry granola, Mountain House blueberry granola, you're going to pay at least $4 a pack for that. This, you're getting the entire meal and everything else, the hash browns, the sausage, getting it all, right? You'll get a maple. You'll get the maple. The cake thing that I can never remember the name of. Hang on, I'm clicking into it because I forgot that I could do this. It's menu right there. Pork sausage patty, hash brown with potatoes, or no, hash brown potatoes, granola with milk and blueberries, maple muffin top. That's what I couldn't remember. Maple muffin top. Maple muffin top. Smoked almonds, carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powder, grape. Get a package of syrup, a hot beverage bag, and accessory packet A that should have coffee in it, right? But it does have coffee in it. Accessory packet A has chewing gum, toilet paper, hand wash, body wipe, salt, toilet tissue, safety matches, coffee, creamer, sugar, and sugar substitute. They give you both because, of course, now our troops need sugar substitutes. Does that not, like, just... What? Like, do you guys not know that the sugar substitutes are not good for you? They're not good for you. Sugar's not great for you either. Don't get me wrong. But it's better than the sugar substitutes. It just is. Oh. Perfect temperature. Warm. Not hot. Not room temperature. Not cold. Just right. Oh, it's exploding with flavor. That is a really good drink. Why wasn't this in more ration? Why was this only in one? That's probably only in one. Maybe two out of the 24. I doubt it. Maybe, probably just the one. I could be wrong about that. Now, you might say, well, this is also super rare. Super unseen, hardly. Not for the milk and blueberries, right? Or the granola with milk and blueberries, no, right? Not $12 a pack for that, right? The only way to buy Mountain House is to buy, in my opinion, you got to buy secondhand, not directly from Mountain House anymore. You got to buy people's old buckets. You got to buy the old buckets. You can pick up old buckets for $70. It's got 12 menus in it, or 12 packs in it. I think that's what the last one that I bought had in it. Oh, yeah, the glass. Yeah, Pink Floyd. I've been using this one for a long time. I broke one of my cups. I can't remember which one. I got this one that I use all the time. I got the Gremlins. And then I got the Superman. And then I got this cup that my son got me today that I will be using in the future. It's not a big cup. It's not a big cup. I keep telling myself it's not a big cup. It's hand painted, which some people might think that that's not a good thing. I think it's cool. I think it's somebody put some work into this. They actually sat down and hand painted all the silver on this. I don't know. The red looks like it might be the original color. Maybe not. It might be actually painted red too. No, that's got to be the color of it. Can't tell. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I wish that this stainless steel liner came out of it so I could just pull that out and wash it and not have to mess with trying to get this whole thing up under the water and clean it out and everything. So I have to be careful with how I clean it. But my son, I don't think... I had a Bob Ross mug that belonged to my older son. I don't think either one of my sons has ever gotten me a cup or really anything that I can... I mean, my birthday. Not anything that I could use on here. So... And then, don't forget, Delicious. Check out his channel. And he's going on vacation. So, make sure, tell him to have a safe trip. That's better than this. It just is. I don't know if this would have been like, maybe a little better hot. I don't think so. This is still quite cold. Hot stuff cools down quicker than cold stuff warms up. Am I saying that right? It's a little confusing. I wish there was something else there I could snack on. I mean, I could try to get more charms out, but I don't know. I don't want to destroy the packaging and the pack itself, because it's a pretty good looking pack, I gotta say. It's better looking than the pack that I got on the shelf up there. And the nostalgia hit that these give, for me, I remember these things because they're so shiny. And I don't know if I got another pack up there, than older school pack. Because prior to these packs, they were even more colorful, and even more shiny, if my memory serves me, or maybe it was after this. I think the packaging prior to this was even shinier and more colorful. When I was, I don't know, I would say in the 80s, all the way up to like 87 or 88, because we used to have this little convenience store that I would go down to, and I can't remember what I used to always buy. I think I used to always buy Tootsie Rolls. Seems like she had flavored Tootsie Rolls, vanilla or something, back in the day. And of course, ice cream was a big hit. Beef sticks is what I called them, but brand name Slim Jim. Always wanted those. I used to eat pickled eggs as a kid. I like pickled eggs. I like pickled sausages. Penrose. That was the only thing to eat. Man, what I wouldn't give to have an unopened jar of Penrose eggs from, when was the last time Penrose made eggs? 15-ish years ago. I remember when they stopped making them. I used to buy them. The great big jugs, like this big. And I would eat the crap out of it. I'd even put salt on the pickled eggs, which they do not need. They are so salty. Like the brine of the vinegar and stuff is so salty. But I'd load them down with some salt. I'd eat, I don't know, few at a time. And then the sausages too, like, oh. Chocolate snack. Oh, yeah. Where is that? Right here it is. Yeah, I'll have a piece. I've been meaning to order some cocoa. Black Forest cocoa with flavanols. The flavanol cocoa, which this probably still has the flavanols intact. I'm going to guess. I'd say it probably does. But the Black Forest, you can dose up on it pretty good. I think it's 1,000 milligrams per serving, I think. But it's supposed to increase or double whatever your stem cell production is. I would really like to do that, if possible. My little sister was talking about it today, how she told him that she wanted her umbilical cord for her baby, which he wasn't born that long ago, and they didn't give it to her. That smells so good. This reminds me of what chocolate used to smell like when I was a kid here in America. I know this is a darker chocolate, but this is what chocolate used to smell like. This smells like Easter from 1985, 87, 89, whatever, when I was a little kid. This is what Easter smelled like. The chocolate bunnies and stuff, this is what they smelled like. It smells like chocolate is supposed to smell. How big are these? Let's see. I just had to break a whole line of them. I didn't. I mean, it kind of came out somewhat right. And I don't understand the nutritional information on the back of this thing. 580 kJ kilojoules, I guess. 580 kJ. 2,320. I'm going to say calories per 100 grams. Is this a 100 gram bar? No, this is a 250 gram bar. Which, if this is just standard calories like K-Cows, this would have 4640 plus another half of that. 50, almost 5,800 calories in this bar. And it almost broke right. Almost. A little fat on the sides there. It's a little ballooned, but I don't know if it fall apart. There's some vintage rations. I don't know how educated you are, Dan, on vintage Australian rations. But there's an Australian ration on there that I've not seen before on eBay. It's got a weird pull tab on the top of it. Yeah, I'd say it's like a ring, like a D ring that you pull. I don't know. I don't think this has the cocoa nibs in it, like the one I had in the single meal years ago. Maybe it does. Cocoa nibs won't dissolve, will they? You have to chew them up. I don't think so. From freshly batch roasted cocoa beans. This goes really good with coffee and hot chocolate. I had that last time. Cat, do not knock Stella's portrait thing down. I couldn't eat that whole bar probably. I mean, I could if I was forcing myself. But I could sit down and enjoy half of that in one sitting. Probably. A lot of people aren't keen on the... That's a 72%. Like, oh, it's dark. It's too dark. Which 90% is kind of like... Look, I think 90% could be good. I'll bet Whitaker's could probably do 90% really well. But I've tried a bunch of different, like, fancy brands, different stores and stuff, and I'm telling you, I've not had decent, like, really decent, like this, dark chocolate here in America. I don't understand why. I don't understand if it's their sourcing. I don't understand if maybe it's their process, of the way that they're tempering it. I don't know. Dark chocolate's good in small doses. I gotta have one more piece. Like, I never do this. I never go for the second piece. Like, I'm pretty good at one and a done, because I've been rationing this since Christmas, so it's been half a year. I guess. All right, I'll do half a piece. I'll do it in one bite because it's a little bloomed. So, but my mouth is still watering for it, literally. It melts in the mouth, not too fast and not too slow, just right. It's a pretty big bite, bigger than what I usually take. But it is best to, like, let it melt on your tongue and the roof of your mouth and kind of just slowly layer it off, like with your taste buds. I can't say enough good things about the Whitaker's chocolate. It is the best chocolate that my palate has ever had. I've had a lot of chocolate. I'm no stranger to chocolate. I wouldn't say, like, I'm the connoisseur and I seek it out everywhere I go. Wouldn't be a hard thing to do. So, I don't know. If that's your niche, if that's your passion, I'm sure you could probably build a YouTube channel and a following off of trying, consuming, and chasing chocolate. Wait, there probably are quite a few channels out there like that. Again, but you could build yourself one if you wanted to do that. There's probably a lot of history behind some chocolate too. But if you wanted to get into, like, vintage chocolates and stuff like that, most of them that you're going to find are probably going to be military or ration related. Don't get me wrong. Of course, there are candy collectors out there that have put a bar on the shelf 50 years ago, 60 years ago. I mean, you can find them. They're not very common, but they're out there. Like, they exist. And every time somebody like me eats one, there's one less. One less for the world. That's the thing about doing what I do. It's like, you got to wage or weigh, do I really want to open and destroy this piece of rare history that's still sealed, and who knows, maybe preserved, maybe not. Chocolate's usually pretty easy to tell. I mean, some of it, I would say a lot of you guys have seen the old Hershey tropical bars that have doubled, 2.5 times the size of their original shape and size. Like, that's some major blooming, and that, to me, indicates that they didn't start off with a very good product. not bad after. The apple cider's pretty daggone good. Even after some dark chocolate. I keep staring at that weird cake. That thing is so weird. It really is. Yeah, well, nah. Let me read the rest of what you said there. Hang on. Let's get it in an empty box. Yeah. It depends. I see. So, what I have seen before in the past, be looking, and I've done this, found these multiple times over the years. I haven't seen so many recently. Maybe I haven't been looking so much specifically for them. But I used to search for vintage candy quite a bit. And I would come across chocolate bars, old Mars bars, old Hershey's bars. I mean, there was, let's see, what else? It was, come across an old Butterfinger before. I think I even bought a couple. But, so one I do remember buying, they sold me as a sealed bar, which is what I'm looking for, right? So I can open it up and we can do a video and all that, right? I get it, and I can tell it's not right. The person that sold it should have been able to tell that something wasn't right. But it had a little custom cut piece of wood in it, and display's fine. See, that's another thing. Like with the vintage chocolate bars, candy bars, you have collectors that would have emptied the packaging and not touched the product, tossed it, and then they would put a little fake candy bar or piece of, like they would craft something out of wood, or they sometimes I've seen plastic identical shapes, and sometimes even with the printing like Hershey's on it. I've seen those. So those exist out there. And as far as like a museum piece goes, the wrapper is original. It fills out like it's still got a candy bar in it, and it'll never go bad. So I see the display aspect there, and I've also seen reproductions. They're not like they I don't understand why. Maybe I could do this, but I don't understand why they can't actually replicate the original packaging. Like, they have an example of the original packaging, but it's just not the same. It'll be, the color will be dull, or the font will be different, or just things like that. And you know, like, well, you don't know, but you assume that they would have based that either off of a whole bunch of images, because if you're going to make a reproduction, you're going to want it to be as accurate as you possibly can. But I've seen some stuff. I've seen some, especially K rations. K rations have been being faked for decades now. Like they've been making reproductions or reenactment props or movie props or whatever they want to claim that they were. But I've seen some really bad ones. I've seen a few good ones. The good ones are not as common as you would think. You would think if you just get your hands, which it used to be a lot easier than it is now. Like, if you want a good example of a K ration, and I do mean a good one that you can base reproductions off of, which means you need something that you can scan that doesn't have a bunch of blemishes on it and stuff like that. Flatten the box out. Get your scans. Well, you used to have to flatten them up to get the scans. Now you wouldn't have to. But to get a good one now, $400. Something that ain't got a bunch of blemishes on it. That'd be worth scanning. $450. It's about where they've been. I saw an empty box. No inner box. Just the outside morale version. Was it 2 weeks ago? saw it sell for $183. Wasn't perfect. It was decent. Not what I would base a reproduction off of. Just the outer box was $183, what it sold for. It's not what they was asking. That's what it ended up selling for. Because I don't have any K rations. I don't have any K rations like full rations. I have a whole bunch of K ration components that it was LL Bean's like uncle or somebody very close in the family to whoever LL Bean is. I don't know. Is that a guy? I would assume. That's what they told me. They had this whole lengthy, and it wasn't like they were getting big money out of this or anything, or I wouldn't have been buying it because I bought this stuff like probably 10 years ago. I got probably 50 packs of K Ration coffee. I have 4 of the Domino Sugar boxes. I had probably 50 Domino Sugar cubes. I gave a bunch of this stuff away. I had, what else was in that lot? I had 3 or 4 second generation food packet in-flight individuals. 1952, I think is what they were. And I had this very odd prototype. I don't know. I had probably 7 different prototype things. I don't know what was in them. I still have a couple. I have whatever I had doubles of. So I took everything that I had that was prototypes, and I had the entire story that they told me of how that he came about having it, and how he had collected rations, and that certain stuff sat on his shelves on display for a very long time. And I took, I think it was 6 or 7 items. They were all World War II prototype items. They were all in silver packaging, like aluminum packaging. I had all of that, a perfect pack of K Ration coffee, a box of the Domino Sugar, and 2 sugar cubes, the 6 or 7 prototype packages, and a perfect pack of Old Gold. A perfectly preserved pack, 1942 Old Gold cigarettes, a 20 pack, full pack. And I told Steve about all this stuff that I had, and this was a weird time for him. I won't get into that, but I said, look, dude, you're never going to see this stuff again. This stuff is super, super rare. They may be the only ones. There might have only been 3 or 4 of these that were ever produced, period. A guy probably was set down and told to eat at least one run of the examples, and then who knows. This stuff, I've never seen anything like it since. And like I said, I still got whatever I had doubles of. I still have that put away in there, and I'll break these out someday. But I had this one pack, and it was clearly a meat product. Like, you could just tell by the way it felt, and you could just tell. So I had that. I had something else that was like food bars or something. No idea. And then there was a couple other like flat packs. No idea what was in, like littler packs like this, but couldn't tell what was in them. There was stuff in them. I sent all that stuff to him, and you know, I was not, and I would not be, want to be like, hey, you gonna do that? You gonna check that out? You gonna make a video on that? Some time had went by though, and it'd been, I don't know, probably a couple months, and I was like, hey man, do you think you're gonna do that stuff or not? Like, if not, it's cool. I mean, or if you need whatever, but this is like super rare stuff, and I don't know how to put this. A dog had eaten it, apparently. Had eaten it all, especially the meat. So it was still edible. There was that. Some some World War II meat that he said was some sort of like meat sticks of some kind, and that they smelled amazing. So, man, would that have been cool. Man, it would have been cool to eat some still edible meat from 1940, whatever, 44, 45 even, let's say. That'd have been cool. That'd have been cool. Especially ready to eat. No cooking needed. No heating. No anything like that. Just, I don't know how well it could have been preserved. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was like dried. I have no clue. I never saw it for myself. But it felt like sausages, kind of. But they were skinny. Skinnier than a what you think of a sausage. Or maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. They were bigger than like the fat beef sticks that come with like the beef and cheese. They were just slightly bigger than that, probably, and longer. That was cool stuff, though. I'll have to dig that stuff out and show you guys what I'm talking about, what I got left. I probably got, I don't know, 2 or 3 things maybe that I had doubles of. Then I got all that coffee put up in bags. I had, I got like lemon juice powders, orange juice powders. None of them had made. All of those had solidified. Now you can take hot water and get them to break back down. So I might do that at some point to have some World War II lemonade. You gotta add quite a bit of sugar to that lemon, because it's like pure concentrated sour lemon powder or whatever. Huh. Yeah, it's been a long time since I thought about that stuff. I've got a couple rations that are, well, bad. They're just guaranteed not going to be good. But they're still sealed. So they've been festering for years. Close to a decade, some of them. I got a couple. I got at least 2 that I know for a fact something in them is busted. And I had one that expanded. Whatever in it was apparently producing bacteria or something that made it blow up. And then it vacuum sealed itself. So I guess the bacteria were, I don't know how that would happen, actually. It's a very weird, odd thing to have happened. That's something that deserves to be documented, for sure. It's one of the Polish fire brigade rations. Some DD Bean canned emergency water. Well, it wasn't, they're not DD Bean brand. They're actual military products. The guy, the uncle, was a military ration collector, and he apparently got really into the K rations, which probably when he served, judging by everything. It seemed, I don't know, it's been so long since the story was told to me and I had it in writing and everything. It's been a long time. So I would say that he served World War II, and so that was his passion, was, you know, that food from the time that he was in. And he had, at some point, quite an extensive K ration collection. And I'm going to assume that the can started to pop. And he was like, he probably freaked out. Was like, oh, I ain't having this in my $1 million office or whatever he had it in. Yeah, apparently he had it in his office, on his shelves in his office. Really nice office. I'm assuming. I know it was in an office on shelving. Judging by the family history, probably a real nice office. And I'm going to bet that the cans probably started to leak. And he wasn't having none of it. Probably tossed the boxes when they got cans leaked on them. He did have the presence of mind to keep everything that was undamaged or still usable. Like, he kept all the coffees, he kept everything. Now, I don't know what he done with the cigarettes. Maybe he wasn't a smoker and he tossed them. I don't know. But I ended up with all kinds of loose stuff. More than I had ever seen before. And none of this stuff was ever listed. Like, I started having a discussion with them over something that they had for sale in there. And I was like, hey, you got any other military ration stuff? And they started telling me, they like we're going to throw this stuff away. We don't even know what. I was like, no, do not throw that stuff away. I will buy it off of you. That isn't trash. Maybe to you it is, but it is not to me. I will take that. So I ended up with, man, I'll bet you I had at least 50 coffees. And then probably 20 or 30 of the juice powders. I only had 4 boxes of sugar. Those must have been kind of rare to come across in the K rations, I guess. Or he would have had more of them. Got a bunch of the sugar cubes. Like I said, I still got a bunch. I probably still have 20 or so, 25 of the K ration sugar cubes. I did have one of them sitting up here. It was empty. It's not up there anymore. The only thing up there is my empty French survival sugar cube wrapper. Oh, nope, it's not empty. I think, look at this thing. That is an airplane. A 1943 American Mustang. North American Mustang. It's got see the airplane? And then here's some other French writing. Historic de-aviation. I don't know what that is. P-51, maybe? P Mustang. It probably says P Mustang. I don't know. It says P something, though. See it? And here, it says sugar something. Secure Morchew. I don't know. Maybe you can read it. You can read French backwards. There you go. Really cool sugar cubes, though. I did keep the empties, too, because when I did this review, and I have whatever was left in my case over there, but I put the sugar cube on display. That's pretty cool. I think this come out of like a, was it 90s? Like weird 90s? I had 4 of these. Steve did review one, and I sent one to RC Gusto, I think. Pretty sure I sent the other one to Gusto. And then I had one. Maybe I still have another one somewhere. Pretty sure I had 4 of them. I don't know. Here's some vintage 1981 German chewing gum. Made by Dandy. Oh, isn't that dandy? I got some chiclets going. I got the package of coffee from that French ration up there, the special filtered Nescafe. Huh, what's that? I don't remember this. Huh. Well, that's sitting up there. It looks like a reproduction. Oh yeah, definitely is. Definitely is. Huh. I don't remember that. Got a cool vintage Mars bar sitting up there. This came out of a ration, I think. It says I don't know. Maybe not. Huh. Feels like a solid chocolate bar. I don't know what these came out of either. A little tiny pack of Lifesavers. This come out of something. Ration wise. And then I got the little, I can't get the little Campbell's. I got a little Campbell's soup thing of I think they're Lifesavers, but they're wrapped, like the barrel part is wrapped, and it looks like a can of Campbell's soup. The people that we filmed with the TV, for the TV show, gave that to me. It's the only thing that I got off that little trip that we had up to Flint, Michigan. We ended up in Detroit, which was interesting, and then we went and stayed in this really weird motel up in Flint, and then met these folks. They didn't even have a television. They'd never watched History Channel. They didn't watch anything. They didn't even have They did not have a television. They were in their 80s. That place was. They were the nicest people. I can picture them in my head, plain as day. Can't remember their names. I'm not great with names. I'd have to go back and watch. I think it made the show. I hope it made the show. But they were the sweetest old couple, and they were so accommodating. They tried. When you're filming a TV show like that, it's way, way, way more involved and long than it should be. It really, sometimes it's definitely overkill most of the time. And we filmed 2 days there, I think. First day, we did like a later in the day shoot, and it was snowing. And we got done, and it was dark when we got done. And you could just tell, like, they were exhausted. They were like, get out of my house. But their entire house was full of Campbell's, everything. Like, everything that you could ever think of. He had an entire room of, like, toys and just random stuff that was really cool. But that was just a display room, and then it was just the whole house. There was Campbell's pillows on the couches. There were these special Campbell's dolls that had something to do with a charity or something. Everything in their kitchen, their silverware, they had can openers, they had like other utensils and what's the word I'm looking for? Like, like a mixer. What is that? That'd be appliances. Even appliances were Campbell's. Like, they didn't get creative and wrap them with a Campbell's wrapper. It wasn't anything like that. Like, this was stuff that was sold. Campbell's is sold. They used to sell all kinds of stuff, apparently. Do I remember the Campbell's ketchup from 1935? The Campbell's couple. We had what we ate while we were there, I think, was potato soup. I have a can that I bought myself after the show and whatever. I probably during the pandemic time I bought it because it was what we had up there. But what I acquired was a single can, which is what we ate there. But what they had, and I think they were from the 50s. I'd have to go back and watch. I can't remember. They were old. Maybe it was 70s. I don't think so, though. It was freeze-dried potato soup. And you had to put it in a pan and add some milk or cream and then some water and boil it for X amount of time. Freeze-dried cream of potato soup mix. Yeah, it was something like that. That may have been exactly what it was. And it was perfect. They even ate it. Like, they never had thought about eating anything old like that they had. And they did have, oh, I do remember them having some Campbell's ketchup. I don't remember it being that old, but maybe it was. Maybe it was. Seems like they had maybe two different kinds. It seems like they had a plastic bottle and then a glass, like, round bottle, I think. It's been a long time ago now. Been a long time ago. That was probably over 6 years. It was over 6 years ago now. Yeah, because the show premiered March 20th, 19th, 27th, something like that, of 2020. Man, it just, the pandemic hadn't hit when it hit. Had we not been competing against the news channels, because everybody was turning the news on and just leaving it play in the background of their life. Like, as they wanted the constant updates. And I mean, literally, our show lined up with the beginning of the shutdowns of the pandemic and all that crap. 2 weeks, shorten the curve or whatever it said, and then it got pushed. So, like, we were premiering on during the worst possible time to premiere a television show. I mean, name another worse time than that. Maybe 9/11. I mean, that's the only other time I could think in my lifetime, that might have been worse. Well, maybe the last couple presidential elections, because people would turn the news on and leave it on. But, so they, I was guilty of doing it here. We done it. We turned the news on, and we just wouldn't look for any television shows or anything. Just, we'll see what the news is saying. Whatever your favorite news is. We'd flip back and forth to a couple news channels. Whatever. But, you know, that's what everybody was doing. And I knew that. But our show, when it premiered in the top 100. It did well. We climbed the ratings every single week. We didn't go down ever. We went up every time. And we were doing really good. They were satisfied. They were happy with how the ratings went because of everything that was going on. If things would have been normal, if my show had premiered a year earlier in March of 2019, things would have been very different. We'd have got season 2 filmed, but we would not have, I mean, everybody would have stopped until 2023. That is when the production company opened back up. Everything was closed for 3 years, as far as, like, that stuff goes. They were still doing stuff, but it was all self-filmed. Oh, no, so, yeah. Well, they did Adam Eats the 80s, would have been probably 22, 23, maybe. it had to be 22. And I know the whole story behind that. So 2 episodes, I believe, is all that aired, because that's all they filmed. They tried to film that television show, which wasn't the same production company that our show was ran with, as far as I know. Same showrunner, Matt, my showrunner, Matt Braley, was show running Adam Eats the 80s. They went to do a bean factory of some kind up in Maine, Boston, somewhere up there. Don't hold me to exactly where it was at, but they went, and they were having a really hard time securing locations because of the fears everybody had about getting sick. They had about 20 crew members doing a road, we call it road pieces. They went up to whatever this place was, went in, filmed the day, and before the day was up, somebody tested positive and was sick with COVID. Sent everybody to the hotel. Nobody was allowed. They was quarantined from that point on for 3 weeks. The production company had to pay all 20 people, which not low wages, high wages. They had to pay all of them for the entire time that they were locked in their hotel. They had to bring them 3 meals a day. They had to pay for their hotel. They had to pay their wages. Then they were even still willing to go to another location. They had been trying to find locations. They started heading to the next location. That place canceled. The bean place, like, nope, we're not doing this. We're not bringing people in, like, we're not doing it. So they shut it down there. And they were going to another location. And as they were on their way to the other location, that place, I can't remember what it was, I could ask Matt, called him up and was like, we're not doing it. We heard what happened at the last one. You guys ain't, we're not going to allow you in here. So that's what happened to Adam Eats the 80s. They tried to jump the gun and get something done, get a show put together when the pandemic was still going on, and it backfired. And honestly, I think that probably had I would say there was some residual effect of what they experienced with him versus, like, maybe they would have brought our show back. If that had went well and there was no issues with the COVID stuff, which, again, the production company that I was there at the office in February of 2022 and March of 20. I was actually there in March, I think. Maybe February and March, maybe. And there was nobody there. There was one person working for that entire company that was actually showing up to work. One person. Which was intent, like, they didn't want anybody there, but that's how it was. Kind of crazy. I still keep in touch with everybody. The only person I don't keep in touch with is one of our camera guys, Tommy. And it's not from lack of me trying. I've texted his. I think he got a different number, and I don't have it. But my other camera guy, Steve, I talked to him recently. The sound guy, Gio, Matt and Emily, showrunner, and I'm not sure what Emily's title was, but they got together on our show and got married. How cool was that? Who else? Christopher was the field producer. Just talked to him for hours the other day. I don't know. I keep in touch with as many people as I can. Like, I feel like, well, if I didn't do it, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do it. I try to keep in touch with everybody and keep everybody in kind of a loop. And I don't feel like most people do that. Yes, it's a little bit I don't know, I guess some people would say out of the way or whatever. I don't care to do it because I feel like those friendships that we made, I don't know, they mean something. So I keep everybody kind of, I don't know, in touch. Oh, Josh, of course I keep in touch with Josh. Yeah, Matt's had 2 kids. Josh has had 1. Josh got married after the show. Matt got married after the show. Did Josh get married after the show or before? I can't remember. Might have been married before. And then they had a baby, which is probably 5 years old now. Maybe 6, because I think it was, timing wise, I think it happened during the show. So, pretty cool. Let me see if I can show you guys anything with this, because this I started using this phone to film stuff out back here. I don't know how much I've done with it, but or how visible it'll be to you guys. Probably not very. It's just, I mean, it's like a dark sky, and you see these things moving through it. So, I looked before I started this to see if maybe I could take you guys outside so you could see what I see, and it's cloudy, and it's been raining on and off all day. But
They're everywhere.
best time to see the drones type style, 2 different types, the drone types, is between like 10:30 and 11:45, and then the other ones, they typically show up between 2:30, 3 o'clock up until daylight. Like they'll be doing their thing out there. Those are the ones that I don't know. They seem different. The other ones, I feel like the government or somebody should, they're probably involved, or that's their stuff. The other ones, though, the plasma ones, there's something different about those. I know how crazy I sound. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I've come to terms with it. And yeah, I think what's helped me is I have expanded my reach locally here, and I've went to my neighbors and been like, look, now this is going to sound crazy, but just hear me out. Check this out. And I met a new neighbor about 3 weeks ago, and we got on some, we was having a conversation and got on some topics, and pretty like-minded fella, younger than me. He was probably 30 or so, maybe a little younger, maybe 28. And I was like, dude, I was like, if you're into that kind of thing, like, check this out. You live in the best spot. It was 2 blocks or something, 2-3 blocks up from me. I was like, walk down by my house and check it out. And I said, and I was up there at like 9:30, 9:45, and I said, and it was getting dark. It was pretty dark. And I said, man, if we just hang out here a little bit, I was like, you're going to start seeing them all over the place. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, really. I pretty much guarantee it. And I hung out for about another half hour. We shooting the poop. And on cue, they showed up. They always do. They're always out there. Those ones, the 10:30 ones, they're consistent. They're very active for an hour or two, and then they kind of go away until those ones show up. And then those other ones come back. And you'll, like, the most I've seen, like, crisscrossing paths and within my own eyesight. Well, I can't even say that because, so typically 5 or 6 is how many I'll see doing whatever. Sometimes it'll be 1 or 2, but 5 or 6. But I've also seen a bunch just doing their thing, like going in similar directions, but not the same direction, not in the line. Some will be going faster than others, and yeah, I don't know. I check the satellite tracker. I used to. I don't check it anymore. I know the difference. I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know if I'm seeing satellites or not. Satellites don't have a light source. They just don't. The only way you see them is reflecting sunlight. These have a light source. I don't know if they glow from some sort of energy or if they actually have a light on them. I don't know. I'd like to know. I think that those things are like the, if you guys are familiar with the Booga spear, Booga, Columbia spear thing, if you've ever seen it, it's a basket, a little bigger, beach ball size. Yeah, like not a big beach, but regular sized beach ball. You know, what else is the size of that? Definitely bigger than a basketball. Small beach ball. You know, like this. If you've ever seen that thing, I think that's likely what these other things are, but they have to be bigger than that. They have to, because I've seen the video of that thing coming down and how low it was and how small it looked. And I see how far away these things are and how big they look. They've got to be, I don't know, the size of a Volkswagen maybe, but round. A little smaller than that maybe. What's smaller than a Volkswagen? Smart car. Probably about the size of a, if you make a ball about the size of a smart car, that's probably about how big they are. Used to really have a hard time talking about this. It's I still get ridiculed for it. I get a hard time. Even all the people that I've showed, it's like, I wonder how they feel. I wonder if they tell people. I know one person that I told and showed, they don't talk about it and they don't tell people. I know they see them all the time now. Like, once you see them and you know they're there, you're gonna look. You can't not look. But like I said, one person I know, it's like they don't want to deal with the. Well, I did the same thing for a long time. So yeah. It's been a urban legend, frowned upon, called a conspiracy. A lot of people think it's hooey. They don't see them. I don't ever see anything. When do you look? How often do you look? That's going to dictate if you see anything usually. Because I'll say this. Also, there's a few people. There's this one guy that I follow on TikTok. I don't know if I follow him, but I see him all the time. He pops up on my For You page. He's an old guy. He's got a thick redneck accent. He's from Southern Illinois. And he's got a really weird setup. He's got like a pair of infrared binoculars on a tripod. And then he's got a camera that he sets up pointing through the binoculars. And then he's got his phone camera that he points at the camera screen. And he films him every night that it's clear. You know, as long as it's clear. It's not clear here, or we'd go out and we'd see him. Or, well, not now, probably. But maybe. I mean, just wouldn't see as many. Like, around 10:30, they're just everywhere. You'll see, I don't know, within a couple minutes, you'll see 10 of them going all different directions. Sometimes you'll see 2 or 3 together. I mean, it's weird. There's no rhyme or reason or pattern, I've noticed. Except what I have also, I'll say this is what I told the fellow up here. I said, I don't know what it is. I said, you'll see them coming in. I'm pointing the same way that they coming in from this way. Sometimes you'll see them coming this way. But they typically will veer off that way towards Ohio. I don't know what that is. They don't all do it, but most of them do it. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's anything. Could be nothing. I don't know. Seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't even know what I believe. Like, I don't even know what I don't know what I'm seeing. I don't claim to know anything at all, other than I see these things. I can tell you all the experience that I have with it, like those things. I don't feel anything from that. The other things, they affect me weirdly. And I like everybody in my family knows this. My kids know this. Amber knows this. They know. Like, I will get these urges, feelings, like I'm like, it's almost like I'm being told to come outside. And I'll go outside and they'll be there. I don't know if there's anything at all to that. Maybe it's all in my head. I don't know. I guess maybe that's possible. It doesn't seem likely because I never had that issue before. It just kind of started happening when that started happening. And me and my son started experiencing these things. Like, he was still living here, and we both started seeing him. Well, I saw him before, but not much before I showed him. I don't know, a month or two. And I was like, dude, you got to come out here and see this. That was 2022, I think. Yeah. So I got a phone and started filming in 23. So it's been a solid, not a solid 4 years that I've been, almost 4 years, give or take. Wish I had another one of those. I'm sure I do somewhere, one of these rations somewhere, or probably stashed away in extras. Probably not. I usually drink them. What'd you say before? Oh, you might have it backwards. Like trying to describe color to a blind person. Not quite, because it's like, I mean, you know what a star looks like, as long as you're not blind. Like, you've seen a star before. These things, they kind of look like that, except they move fast. Some of them move real fast. Some of them they all move faster than like your standard passenger jet. Yeah, they're moving pretty fast, like 450 mile an hour when they top out at 40,000 feet, whatever. These things probably outpace them 4 to 5 times in speed. And that's a rough guess, just judging, because I've watched, I can see, this has happened I don't know how many times. I can see a jet with its flashing light, and I can tell what it is, that it's a jet. You can hear it plain as day. It's quiet outside. That sound, you hear it, you can see it. And one of these things will just like, all right, jet moving. You got one thing coming in back here, jet moving. This thing. I mean, it's nothing dramatic like. I have seen that before. I have seen it. My oldest son witnessed that with me. That was a weird one. That was probably back in like 2018. No. Maybe. 17, 18, somewhere along there. That was a good one. Man, was that a good one. We were, I went up to the cemetery, took my little poodle, and took Stella. And I might have told this story before, but I'll tell it really quick. It's a quick one. We went up to the cemetery because the pilot that I worked with, he passed away in a vehicle accident. And he loved my little dog. Like, he loved my little poodle. And that was the reason that I stopped there. I was like, I got Sebastian with me. I was like, I'll stop at his headstone. It was nighttime. I was letting Alex drive or something. Like, he was wanting to get his license. I was letting him drive. It was later at night. Weekend. Had to be weekend. Anyway, we stop up there, get out. I'm on crutches, maybe a walker at the time. Can't remember if it was a walker or crutches. And Stella gets loose and takes off. And there are, I don't know, probably a couple miles of just fields. Nobody lives there. It's just farmland, some of it just not. Maybe cuts for hay. I doubt it. That goes all the way to the river. And Stella took off. I was so upset because I thought we'd never see her again. I thought for sure she's not coming back. And Alex took off running after her. I can't remember if he had a flashlight or not. There was good moonlight that night. I remember that. And it was cold. It was chilly. It might have been real cold. Anyway, probably 10 minutes goes by, and I'm getting upset. I'm thinking, Alex took off after her. He's never going to be able to find her. She's not coming back. And, you know, I'm standing there. I think I was on the walker because it seems like I had my leg up and draped over the side of it. And I had a flashlight on me. I remember that. But I don't think Alex did. And I started seeing these lights in the sky making dramatic turns and high speeds. They were just like, and they'd make 90 degree turns, and they would go. There was like 5 or 6 of them, and they were passing each other, and they were just. I've only seen that one time, like that night, and within probably a minute of me starting to see these, Alex and Stella show back up, and I'm relieved. Thank God Stella's back, and my son's fine. But I wasn't worried about him. I knew he'd be fine. I was like, Alex, dude, you look at this. This is insane. You got to see this. And he got to witness it with me. Like, we watched them until we probably watched them another, wasn't very long, minute or two. Like, it might have lasted a total of 3 or 4 minutes, roughly. May have been 5, doing their, and it was in, like, looking up, it was in a space of the sky, eye line, about like that. Like, it was not the whole sky. It was a smaller area. But we both watched them, like, just shoot up and be gone. Like, they went out. And we're both, like, freaking out. That was cool. That was cool. I'd love for my son to tell his version of it, because I don't know how he tells the story. Because he had a whole different perspective of it. Obviously, chasing the dog, comes back, and I'm like, look at this. And I'd like to hear his side without any influence from me. I don't want to even be in the same room as he tells the story, you know, as he tells his side of that story. That's just like the night that I walked over to my neighbor's house. The only reason I walked over there was to point out to them to watch. I was like, you know what? They were outside on the porch, and I was like, I'm gonna walk over there and tell them, like, look up tonight and let's see what you see. And the neighbor walked down off the porch after I said that, and it was getting dark. It was like 10, 10:30, whatever. It was probably like 9:30 when I first started talking to her, but it was 10. You know, I talked for a while. Come down, I started looking, and as I'm still talking about it, she goes, "Do you mean like that?" I was like, "Yeah, exactly like that." And then they were going, and I actually have this recorded, not on that phone. I have this recorded. They were going every which direction, and then you can hear her say, "They're everywhere. They're going every which way." And I was like, "I know." I was like, "I see this all the time." And she goes, she started talking about this. It was completely clear out, except for one cloud over in that direction. And she said multiple times, she's like, "There's something weird on the outside edge of that cloud." And I looked at it multiple times, and I'm like, "I can't see what you're seeing." She's like, "There's like some disturbance, like a spinning disturbance on." And I was like, "I don't see what you're seeing." And I could not see what she was seeing. But as we're talking about this, these things start flying out of that exact spot that she said that there was something wrong with that cloud. Again, I have this audio, and I was pointing the camera at it, but that camera didn't pick nothing up. Anyway, but I have the audio from it, and it's, to me, it's pretty daggone cool. And we watched for, I know, recorded like on-off times, because I stopped recording to call Amber and tell her to come and see this because it was getting crazy. We had seen probably 100 of them fly out by that time. And like one would fly out, and then another one would fly out and past that one, and then two would come out, and then another one would come out lower. It was just, it was crazy. And they just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And they were as far in the sky towards the plant that way as I could see. They were just forever. Well, eyesight wise, as far as my eye could see, we could see them. And I was starting to get worried. We were 200-300 deep probably by the time that they tapered off and quit. I was getting worried, like, what's going to happen? Like, this feels like something is gearing up. Like, where are they going? Where did they go? What were they? Probably some sort of government drone, maybe. I don't know. I really don't. Bizarre. Very, very bizarre. I've seen two other somewhat comparable instances. I've had two other nights where I saw probably 40 or 50 of them, but they didn't fly out of a cloud. And some would pass the others and stuff. But I saw nowhere near the amount. One night I tried to keep track, and I think I stopped counting at like 30-some. And they were all headed the same direction, but not in a straight line. Some were faster than others. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I did. Anyway, my phone's going to die. Every time you ask me that, I'm like, I want to see this. I'm going to pull it up right now. And I did pull it up before, but I didn't get to, I guess I didn't get to watch it or something. There was something to do with a pizza party, right? Have to head off. Good to see you. Oh, well, thank you, Dan, for stopping by, buddy. I hope you're still here, because thank you for hanging out, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I really do appreciate that. Old woman pizza party Epstein Island. I know I looked this up before. Didn't we determine it was a short that you had watched? Pizzagate, Jimmy Dore, 4 months ago. Pizzagate was real. Yes, it wasn't Pizzagate. It was them coding words, and it was yes. Huh. I can't remember what I searched before to find it. Okay. All right, let me start with that then. It's ask LKK Epstein.
You'd never believe where
Was
we
this
just
it?
went. I think it's called like Little St. James or something.
Little St. James. What'd you find?
You're not gonna say anything though, right?
I'm not gonna see. I've only been to Pizza Pie.
You've never been out, huh?
I've been to Pizza Pie.
Pizza pie?
That's it.
Hey, how's it going? Pizza pie? What does that mean? Wait, hold on.
At Little St. James, there's Pizza Pie.
But you didn't have that though. But you didn't have none of that, right?
Oh, fucking internet, fucking.
Yeah, fuck. Fuck.
Break.
Brakes are the gas. Because the brakes are on right now. Yep. I don't know. She's scaring me. What just happened? You know what that means, right? You'd never believe where we just went.
Kind of exactly what I would expect out of a old creepy woman involved. Me and my little sister
It's called Little St. James.
were talking about this today, and he had 3 major properties that he frequented that were multi-million dollar estates of his. He had the ranch, the island, and the New York property. He had other properties, don't get me wrong, but those were like his 3 hubs. And of course, when the government went in, they raided New York. They hit the island. If you guys remember when this was happening, I remember there being images and like people watching them carrying boxes that had hard drives, the little mini DVDs, the computers. They took it all, right? What they didn't take was what was at the ranch. You can look into this. They told them, the caretakers, the people, the keepers of the ranch, to just send it to them in the mail. Yeah, just send it to us in the mail. No big deal. Even though, apparently, that place was where a lot of this stuff went down, according to the survivors. What I told my sister today, and what I think, is they have drip-fed what they can't use to us, the public. Anything that was still valuable to them, to these politicians, these elites, these creeps, anything that they could still use, that they think that these people that they have this blackmail on, that they could still use against them for their own gain, we'll never see it. And for instance, let's go back in history to when Tesla died, to when Nikola Tesla passed away. Government had him locked up at the New Yorker for 10 years, roughly 10 years, whatever it was. His uncle, Trump's uncle, went and stole all of Tesla's research that he could get his hands on. The trunks upon trunks of Tesla's research. Stuff that he could use. Benefit. How much money have they made off of that? How much, what have they prevented the people, us, whatever. Well, you can go down the list of things that the government has stopped and prevented. That doctor in Dallas that has come up with a very effective treatment for cancer. Government's fought him tooth and nail. They tried filing patents for his medication, which is completely harmless, by the way. It's nothing like radiation and chemo. Denied his patents. Turned right around, and the government filed for the patents and got them. You can look all this up. I cannot remember the doctor's name in Texas, but trust me when I tell you that when you start searching for it, you'll find it. There's 2-3 hour documentaries, multiples of them. And I've watched a couple of them. And it's infuriating. But there's a pattern that most people recognize. We know. We know. The thing is like, how much of this are we going to put up with? That's the real question. How much of them doing these types of things are we, the American public, going to put up with? That's the question. Because we know they're doing it. The insider trading, the fraud, the election fraud, the creepy, crawly P3DO awfulness. We know these things are happening. How much are we going to put up with? That's the question. That's my question. That's the question we all should have. We all should be thinking about that. Because it seems like it gets pushed off to the side easily and often. If we start to focus on it again, something will happen. Or there will be an agenda pushed. Or there will be online bots that start fights between skin colors, which is so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're easily distracted. Why? We don't have to be. Let's just focus on something and deal with it. Ari Shafir said the truth out loud. Look it up. I agree with him. If you ever can find his statement, it's not hard to find. But we need to deal with it. Lemony. Alright, my phone's going to die. And everybody's left anyway. People don't like me talking about the things I'm talking about. I don't blame them. They kind of, some of it sucks. It does. But, drive home the point. How much are we going to put up with? Have we not already put up with way too much? I think we have. I think we've let them get away with way too much. Well, thank you for being here, Phoenix, and everybody else who's still in the chat. I don't know who's still here. I thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a long past couple days. I'm still exhausted. I got home last night at probably about 11:15, 11:30. Fed the cats, cleaned up outside, fed the raccoons, and I laid down and I slept for 6.5 hours straight. Woke up with a horrible headache, but slept 6.5 hours straight, and the raccoons completely demolished the back porch. They had literally taken everything apart. Like they took, I have lanterns out there. They took the backs, like the battery doors off, took the batteries out of them, was chewing on the batteries. Like, they're crazy, man. They're crazy, and they're probably waiting on me. So, all right. Again, Phoenix and everybody else who's here, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm sure there's a ton of raccoons waiting on me out there. And, yeah, I'm going to clean up my mess. Probably go deal with them first. And I'll try to see you guys next Saturday. I do know for a fact that I have a lot going on from now until probably the end of July. I'm going to try to wrap up 3 projects so I can leave here for at least a few days. I need a reset, mental reset. I need at least a 2 or 3 day break to mentally clear my head. Whew. Or just clear my head mentally. Same thing. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. And thanks to all my patrons. There's still people over there. Thank you guys. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys on the next whatever live stream. Well, I ain't talking about this stuff, Smokey. Who else? The worries find out. Well, I don't know if I'm the one to deliver the message. I won't get off topic too much because my phone is actually going to die. I try to be that bridge to the normies. I try to gently just, well, what if? I don't know what it is. And most of it I don't. Some things I have feelings about, but I never voice my opinions. I don't know. I can say that. I don't know. I don't know. And it's okay to not know. It's okay. I used to not like that. I used to feel like I should know I need to know what this is. And I searched for answers. I'm not so sure that I can get them. They're out there. The answers are out there. I'm not so sure how I'm going to get them. I do and would like to charter a plane. And I'd like to get right there. Right, I mean, as close as I can. Right there to where these things are. The plasma. Like, the other things are, they're too high, I think. They seem to be. They seem to be well above the 40,000. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I can't tell. How you going to judge distance when you don't even know for sure what the size of it is? You're just guessing. They're up there, it seems like, though. Some are higher than others. Some are lower than others, you know. But, yeah, I try to be a bridge to the normies, but I don't know. Try not to be harsh about it. Try to be understanding. And if people are against, all right, cool. You don't have to believe a thing that I say. I am not that guy. What does it matter to me whether you believe me or not? I just don't want you to think that I'm crazy. I'd prefer you not, but I guess that happens. Well, I know for one thing happened with my neighbor. My neighbor that doesn't live there most of the time. He was in, and I was like, man, younger guy grew up next to, like, I watched him grow up. He's an adult now. He's like 27, probably 26. But I've known the kid since he was, let's see, probably like 6, 7, something like that. Long time, 20 years. I went over there and I'm like, hey, man, seeing all this crazy stuff over here is crazy. I see UFOs all the time. Now, he went around saying I was crazy. Something wrong with him. He was crazy seeing it. Okay. Okay. We didn't take the time to look. That's okay. That's okay. I don't know. I again, trying to be that bridge, be normal. Like, very easy. Didn't work that time. Learned a lesson. That's what you got to do. Learn lessons from that stuff. But okay, going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Later.